Fellow legends and super legends, welcome to Veloharmony. Today, I want to address something. I was inspired to make this video to deal with what really makes you aero on the bicycle. It seems like there's a lot of interest in this. You know, when we're talking about fit, like when I did Frankie's fit, I got a question that inspired this video from one of our legends, Selvon Freddy. His question was, he says, another great video. And I'm going to paraphrase because his post was not complete. And so I'm just going to kind of phrase what I understood, what he meant. He said, how is it that with your stem not being slammed, you get so aero? So what really makes you aero on a bicycle? Everybody thinks that it's having the bars low. Being aero on the bicycle starts with your saddle. It may seem counterintuitive, but look at it this way. I'm going to turn sideways here. Let's say your saddle's wrong, and let's say you're sitting too far forward or whatever, but your stem, so you slam your stem. So you basically look like this on the bike. That's not very aero, is it? My arms are down because the stem's down. See, my arms are down, low. Listen, my stem's way down here, super low. So 4 inches below, 10 centimeters, whatever. But I'm sitting here. Well, watch my body as I do this. As I move my hips backward, look what happened. That's what Selvon is seeing. This is how I sit on my bicycle when I'm on the hoods or the tops. And then when I want to go lower, all I do is that. To get very low. I wouldn't be able to do all of this if I were not stable here, because this is your anchor. So if you're not sitting in the proper position, meaning your saddle fore aft, nothing else is going to work because several reasons. Not only are you going to be kind of sitting what we call sitting like a toad. Bernard, used to say that when he raced. Like he would say some people sit like a toad on the bicycle. A toad on a lily pad sits like this. So you're forward, but your arms are down. So you're catching all the wind and you can't pedal. And that's the point I'm trying to make. If this area is not in the right position, you can't pedal. I will do this for an example. Let's say you're working on your car or you're working on your old bicycle, whatever you're working on around the house. And let's say you have a small open end wrench, real short, and you're working on it, but that bolt is really hard to move. And you go and get one of these for leverage. What's the first thing that you do? As soon as you get this, you move back because you need to be in the right position to use this leverage. It's the same thing on the bicycle. If you're sitting in the wrong position, you can't generate power. It doesn't matter how low your bars are because you're already like this and your arms are down. How can you pedal? You need that leverage for your legs, just like I showed with that tool. You got to move this part back so your legs can work. So when you're in the right position and you lower the bars, the combination of the bars being in the right position for your hands and you being seated in the right position is really what enhances your aerodynamic position on the bike. There's no point in trying to be aero if you can't generate power because it doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to pedal long or fast enough to benefit from any kind of aerodynamic enhancements that are there. So don't worry about how low your bars are. Worry about how your bike fits you. And so for Selvon's question, when he asked that, I told him, I said, because he didn't think that my stem was slammed on the Colnago over there, which it is. Well, this, I guess he saw this. This is my headset. I use Colnago's headset just to keep everything because when I got the frame, they shipped it with their headset. And so it sits a little higher. I mean, the stack height is like 40 millimeters, which is standard, but it looks a little odd. So it doesn't look like it's slim, but it is, because that's the headset. Those are not spacers below that stem. But what I explained in an earlier video, I think I gave him the link. The stem being slammed does not automatically make you aero. What controls that is the head tube length that you have and whether you need to have it slammed for the bars to be where your arms want them to be, your reach. But you can't do that until this is right. When that's right, then this matters. Because if you set this first and you haven't done that, when you work on that, it will change where that needs to be. Okay, so what really makes you aero is having a good pedaling position and placing the bars where your body, your reach, where your arms say they need to be. So when those bars are in front of you, they need to fit right there. Okay, so on your bicycle, when you wrap the tops, there should be no space in front or behind, which will tell you whether the bars are perfectly placed for you. And then as far as the height of the bars, I explained that in my video. I'll put a link here for how you set your handlebars. So to summarize, in answer to Selvan's question and to address the fact of what makes you aero. To be aerodynamic on the bicycle simply equates to have you placed the saddle where your body wants it to be and have you placed the bars where your body wants it to be. Because we're all shaped differently. You don't need to have a perfectly flat back to be aero. To be aero, you need to be in a position to where you are relaxed, you're optimal, your shoulders are down, you're not riding like this. Your shoulders need to be down so the wind can go over you, and it needs to be a position that you can hold for a long time so you can benefit from it. So whether you're one of those people that have a hump in your upper back or the middle here where you bend or you bend at your waist, doesn't really matter. People think aero equates to necessarily a perfectly flat back. Well, that's not achievable for everybody. You want to get in a position where you're closing this hole, and I talked about it, the hole between here and the bars. And the only way you're going to do that is if those bars are placed perfectly, because when they're placed perfectly, you can lower your torso. It's the lowering of your torso that makes you aero. The ideal would be I want to get as low as possible, meaning I want to close this hole between my head and my arms. That's why time trial bikes are like that. That's your goal. So on a road bike, as low as you can go, it's fine. Like, here is comfortable for me. Find the spot that's comfortable for you. But your saddle needs to be right, because if you can't generate any power, the aerodynamic position is useless. Okay? So what really makes you aero is having your fit dialed for your body. That will make you aerodynamic because it will come into play automatically. You won't have to think about it. Because when you're comfortable, you can tolerate closing this hole in front. Okay? So I wanted to cover that briefly today. I figured there would be a lot of interest because of all the comments that was generated from the Frankie's TT Fit. And I'm glad that you guys received the video really well. So leave your comments, questions, and shared experiences below to help others that watch this video for anything that I may have left out. But I just want to make sure that people understand that being aero involves everything, not just the stem being slammed. Your saddle, your cleats, everything, because you need to be comfortable on the bike before you can go low. With that, make sure you get your K's in. The holiday's coming. Don't overeat, and get the miles in on Sunday, Christmas Eve, the 24th December 2017. We start the Rafa Festive 500 Challenge, and I plan to just make snapshots, documentary things of the daily rides and continue to do the Saturday rides as usual. So make sure you get out and get your K's in.